Today, I put the fastest player from every team in a 1v1 tournament. I did this video almost half a decade ago.
Damn.
I know, I'm getting old, okay? So please hit that subscribe button so we can get to 400k before I hit 40. Anywho, in that video, obviously the winner ended up being Tyreek Hill, 99 speed. Second place was Marquise Goodwin, but is Tyreek still the fastest? He's also getting older, and we have some new speedsters that have entered the league since then. So we're gonna sort every team by speed, and you can't make this up. Amir Speed is the fastest player on the Bears with 95 speed, and we're gonna put the seeds based on alphabetical order. So the Bears, top of the alphabet, they'll be the 1 seed. They'll go up against the 32 seed, the Vikings. They have a tie with Rondale Moore and Isaiah Rodgers, the tiebreakers. If the speed is the same, will be the acceleration. If that's the same, we'll use agility. And if that's the same, then we're gonna go all the way and look at their release. So Rodgers wins this tiebreaker because he has more acceleration. No matter what position these players are, we're gonna move them to wide receiver. You will see why in a second. Now for every matchup, we're gonna come out in full house and move the ball all the way back to the 10-yard line, have them run all the way to the 50. Rodgers on the right, Speed on the left. And our first matchup of the video has commenced. Now we go all the way to the finish line, see who ended up getting there first. Rodgers' knee looks like it's on the line. Meanwhile, if we go to the other side, Speed has his toe barely touching the line. So I think we have to give this one to Rodgers. Next matchup, we have DJ Turner, 96 speed from the Bengals. They're the next closest to the top of the alphabet. So they're gonna go against the next closest to the bottom of the alphabet, the Titans, who have L'Jarius Sneed, 95 speed, as their fastest. Turner on the right, Sneed on the left. Which one of these cornerbacks will be moving on to the next round? Oh, it looks like Sneed is a little bit behind. Turner is well past the line already. Meanwhile, Sneed has yet to get there. Easy dub for Cincinnati. Buffalo up next. Curtis Samuel, 93 speed, taking on the fastest from the Texans, Nico Collins, 94 speed. Nico on the left, Samuel on the right. One of the best wide receivers, also one of the fastest. This is where things like release acceleration come into play. Nico with an easy dub. He might be a dark horse to win this entire thing. We have a tie on the Broncos, Surtain and Damari Mathis, but Mathis has more acceleration, so he's the one we're using. They're going to be up against the Steelers, DK Metcalf, 96 speed. This one wasn't all that close. DK wins this one with ease. Him and the Steelers are moving on to round 2. Denzel Ward, 94 speed for the Browns, taking on Reek Woolen, 97 speed for the Seahawks. Reek Woolen wins this one easily. Him and Seattle are headed to round number 2. Trey Palmer, 95 speed for the Buccaneers, taking on Rashid Shaheed, 96 speed for the Saints. Shaheed on the right side, he's well past the line, so he's gonna win this one for his team against their rivals. The Saints are headed to round 2. Marvin Harrison Jr., 94 speed for the Cardinals, taking on our first and only quarterback in this experiment, Lamar Jackson, tied with Nate Wiggins with 96 speed and 95 excel, but he has 4 more agility. Will a quarterback end up winning this whole thing? Lamar had a crazy release on MHJ, and he's well past the line before MHJ even gets there. We might have a QB win this entire tournament, people. Ravens on the round 2. We have another tie on the Chargers, Dante Jackson and Darius Davis, both with the same speed and excel, but Dante has way more agility. He's going to be taking on Emmanuel Forbes Jr., 94 speed from the Rams. Closest race we've seen in a while. Looks like Dante Jackson just a little bit behind. You can see he's barely past the line. Meanwhile, Forbes has a full foot past the line. So Emmanuel is going to help his team, the Los Angeles Rams, move on to round 2. One of the favorites to at least make it to the Final 4, Xavier Worthy, 98 speed for the Chiefs. He's taking on Jacorian Bennett, 96 speed from the Raiders. One of the toughest first round matchups possible. Will we have a huge upset in round 1? 98 speed versus 96 speed. Worthy on the left.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. He's not there yet. Jakorian might have him beat. Look at this. Jakorian's foot is on the line. Xavier's not there yet. I can't believe this. We might have ourselves an upset. Jakorian a step faster than Xavier Worthy. The Raiders are moving on to round 2. Hopefully that shows it's not all about just speed, man. There are other elements in play, and why it's not a guarantee that Tyreek wins this. Like the video, man. We're about halfway through round 1. If we get to 2,000 likes, I'll do this with the slowest player on every team to see who the slowest in the league is. Another tie on the Colts. Adonai Mitchell and Anthony Gold, both 94 speed and 95 excel, but Adonai has more agility. He's gonna take on the fastest from the Patriots, but they have a tie as well. Marcus Jones and Christian Gonzalez, but Marcus has more excel. Adonai Mitchell on the left side. Oh, this one's as close as it gets. I don't know how we're gonna decipher who won this one. As close to a photo finish as it gets. Jones has his foot, his toes past the line. Adonai has his knee past the line. So a rare situation. We're just gonna have to do it again. Not every rep is the same. Sometimes you get great releases, bad releases. I just hope this one we can determine the winner. No. Bro, you gotta be kidding. It's the same exact situation. All right, we might have to back it up a little bit.
Pause.
I'm gonna respot the ball all the way to the 1. And this time we're just gonna mark it as late as possible. So if they stop running at the 50 or the other team's 40, that's what we're gonna do. Looks like they're still going. Okay, looks like the 40, maybe the 45 is where they stop. Oh, there we go. Finally, we have a clear winner. Looks like Adonai is already past the line and Jones has not reached it yet. So in by far the closest match of round 1, Mitchell gets the dub for the Colts. Scary Terry McLaurin, fastest on the Commanders. Xavier Legette, 93 speed, fastest on the Panthers. Oh man, Scary Terry already has his foot on the line. Legette just a split second behind him. So McLaurin is going to get the dub for the Commanders. They're headed to round 2. Next up, Cavonte Turpin, 96 speed from the Cowboys, taking on 96 speed Christian Watson from the Packers. This one's interesting. Could longer strides be the difference when they both have the same speed? Watson a little bit ahead. Longer strides for the win. Being shorter once again. Big disadvantage. The Packers and Christian are moving on. We have what could have been a finals matchup in round number 1. Just going by alphabetical order. Like Tyreek Hill, 99 speed for the Dolphins. Going to be taking on the fastest from Detroit, 98 speed, Jameson Williams. Remember, Jameson Williams was not in the league last time I did this experiment, and now he's tied for the second most speed in a game, and he has a chance to beat the reigning champ of the 1v1 speed tournament. Tyreek looks very relaxed, like this is finna be a breeze. Well, we will see about that. Mr. Hill off to a fast start as usual. Pretty good release. Meanwhile, Jameson, all business, off to a fast start as well. Looking across, seeing if he's able to beat Tyreek. Only one of these two 98 speed plus behemoths will be able to move on to round 2. Tyreek barely has a chance to go back to back. He makes it look easy on a guy with 98 speed. This dude is unbelievable. He's headed to round 2. The Eagles had a tie. Keely Ringo and Quinyon, both 94 speed, but Ringo has more acceleration. So he's gonna take on the fastest from the Jets, Kene Nwangwu, 94 speed. Kene Nwangwu on the right side, Keely on the left. Oh man, another close one. I'm gonna have to go to the tiebreaker. Once again, like last time with Adonai and them, moving it back to the 1. And we're gonna send them as deep as possible, probably to the other team's 45, to hopefully get a clear winner. Keely on the left, and he got there a split second before him. Mr. Ringo is gonna help the Eagles get to round 2. Fastest on ATL is a 3-way tie. Terrell Mooney and Agnew all have 92 speed and 92 excel, and then AJ and Jamal had 89 agility, so he had to go to release for the final tiebreaker, and Agnew has almost double the amount of release that AJ has, so he's gonna take on Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jaguars. 96 speed. BTJ is gonna be tough to beat. You have BTJ on the left side, and this one looks like it's not even close. Another young speedster helping his team move on. Jaguars going to round 2. And then our last matchup of round number 1, Isaac Guerrero, 95 speed from the Niners, taking on the fastest from the Giants. They had a 3-way tie. Slayton, Banks, and Hyatt all 94 speed, but Deontay had 97 Excel, so he's gonna represent New York. Our last running back was not able to get to round 2. Will we have any running backs to make it past round 1? Isaac Guerrero on the left side. He does have one more speed that ended up being the difference maker. He gets past the line first, so the Niners, the last team, headed to round number 2. First matchup in round 2, we have Isaiah Rodgers from Minnesota taking on Emmanuel Forbes from the Rams. Forbes on the right, Rodgers on the left. This one's not that close. Forbes already at the line, Rodgers well behind it. So Emmanuel is going to move LA into round 3. Next we have DK from the Steelers taking on his former teammate Rick Woolen from the Seahawks. They've gone up against each other plenty of times in practice before. Now they're going up against each other one last time in a race to the 50. DK on the left, Rick on the right, and it looks like Woolen gets there first. He has a foot past the line, so the Seahawks are moving on to round 3. Next we have DJ Turner from the Bengals taking on Lamar Jackson from the Ravens. Lamar running routes for Joe Burr. Things you never thought you would see. Can he beat his division rival though? Here he is on the left. Going to be a photo finish. Lamar's at the line. Turner's not there yet. Here's another look at it. Lamar already at the 50. Turner half a yard behind. The QB is going to take his Ravens to the Elite 8. We have Nico Collins from the Texans taking on Rashid Shaheed from the Saints. From what I remember, Nico had a really good first round performance against Curtis Samuel, but Rashid Shaheed has a 2-speed advantage. This is not going to be easy, but he might be able to make it happen. Nico on the left somehow gets there first. His foot is on the line. Shaheed a half step behind. Unbelievable. Collins is going to take his Texans to the Elite 8. We have Jacorian Bennett from the Raiders taking on Isaac Guerrero from the Niners. Guerrero on the right side, still representing for all the running backs that could not make the tournament or make it this far. And of course, representing for San Francisco 49ers. But it looks like his team and him are both going home. Jacorian already past the line. Guerrero not there yet. So Mr. Bennett and the Raiders are moving on. In round 1, we saw Watson take care of a shorter guy with a lot of speed, Kevontae Turpin. But now we'll see if the Green Bay Packer can beat the favorite and last video's champion, Tyreek the Cheetah Hill. Once again, he's just chilling, lackadaisical, like he's bored or something. He made it look easy in round 1 against Jameson Williams, who had 98 speed. So I don't know how this is gonna go against a guy who has 2 less speed than that. And Christian Watson, Tyreek, just too fast. It's not even close. Well past the 50 before Watson even gets there. Packers going home, valiant effort, but Tyreek is headed to the Elite 8 for Miami. Next we have Adonai Mitchell from the Colts taking on Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jags. 2 young wide receivers from the same draft class. The winner of this one will get bragging rights as the fastest wide receiver in their class. Adonai on the right, BTJ on the left. Let's see if this one is going to come down to the wire. Oh, it looks like BTJ has a step on him. Brian Thomas Jr. already past the 50 before Adonai even gets there. The Jaguars are headed to the Elite 8. And then our final matchup of the Sweet 16, Scary Terry McLaurin from the Commanders taking on Keely Ringo from the Eagles. Even if they get this W, next round will not be easy. McLaurin, as you can see on the left, he's the true wide receiver. Will he have an advantage? But Ringo might get there first. I don't know. It looks like a tie. I think we're going to have to go to our tiebreaker. Backed up at the inch-yard line. And now they're going to run to the other 45. Ringo on the right. Looks like he's already a step ahead. So he's going to end up winning this. I thought he got there earlier when we first ran it. But now this is a more clear-cut picture. Philadelphia is headed to the Elite 8. First matchup in our Elite 8. Emmanuel Forbes from the Rams taking on Rick Woolen from the Seahawks. Rick Woolen does have the 3-speed advantage. But we we've seen guys with lower speed move on, so he's not guaranteed a spot in the final four. He has to go out there and prove it. Reek on the right, but will he get the W? Looks like he's gonna win with ease. Did not expect this much of a blowout. Forwards was 3 speed behind, so maybe in this situation it didn't matter that much. Reek Woolen taking the Seahawks to the final four. In our next matchup, we've seen them battle in the playoffs recently, and now Lamar Jackson and his Ravens are gonna take on Nico Collins and his Texans. Now Lamar has the 2-speed advantage, but obviously Nico has the better wide receiver stats. Which one is gonna prevail? Jackson on the right. Oh, it's another photo finish. We gotta go to the tiebreaker. Backed up all the way at the inch-yard line, and once again sending them both to the other 45-yard line. Oh, Lamar is not yet past the white line. Meanwhile, Nico has a hand past it. You can see it one more time as we zoom in. Nico's hand is past it, some of his foot. Meanwhile, Lamar is still at the line. So this is as far as the Ravens and Mr. Jackson go. Nico is taking the Texans to the final four. No one's been able to even come close to Tyreek Hill. But the next challenger is the Raiders' Jacorian Bennett, who's beaten some pretty worthy opponents. Pun intended. Xavier and Isaac Garendo. This is a whole new monster he's up against. I'm just hoping he at least keeps it close. Let's see if he can at least make Tyreek sweat. Tyreek on the left side like he's been all video. And once again, not even close. Well past the line before Bennett even gets there. Tyreek and the Dolphins are headed to the final four. Last matchup of the Elite Eight. I think this is the one guy that I've seen so far who can put up a fight against Tyreek. But first, Brian Thomas Jr. has to help his Jaguars get past Kelee Ringo and the Eagles. Now, he does have the 2-speed advantage, so depending on how he does in this matchup should tell us a lot about what happens in the next one. On paper, he should win convincingly. If he doesn't, then I don't know. Tyreek might have another easy matchup coming up. Let's see what happens. BTJ on the left. First one in the screen, I believe. I don't know, man. We might have to go to the tiebreaker just to make sure. I don't know if we take away from BTJ or just give credit to Kelee Ringo for keeping it this close. He might end up winning it. I think this will be a pretty big upset, man. Not only does BTJ have more speed, he's also the wide receiver, so he should have better release, better route running, and BTJ, I think, ends up winning it, bro. This is the closest I've seen. Okay, there you go. BTJ is on the line. You can see his foot is on the line, and we're just gonna go all the way to the other side. Ringo's not there yet, so we have ourselves a winner. Brian Thomas Jr. gonna take on Tyreek. Him and his Jags are in the final four. 4 players remain, 4 teams remain. Reek Woolen from the Seahawks gonna battle Nico Collins from the Texans for a spot in the finals. Reek Woolen with the 3-speed advantage over Nico Collins. He should win this one. Running away. Bigger upsets have happened. Nico on the left, Reek on the right. Will we have a photo finish? Looks like Reek had the better start, which is to be expected. He has more speed, and it's apparent in this one. Reek already passed the 50. Nico not quite there yet. Valiant effort, valiant performance in this tournament, but Reek just a little bit too fast. The Seahawks are headed to the championship. And finally, the matchup I've been waiting for. Hopefully you have too. Tyreek from the Dolphins taking on Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jags. The rookie versus the 30-year-old. The first timer versus the defending champion. So many narratives in play. 2 wide receivers. BTJ on paper should have a good chance. I expect Tyreek to win, but I just want Brian Thomas Jr. to be close. He's not even close. Oh my, like 2 yards behind him. What is going on? Tyreek is insane, man. BTJ, nice job getting to the final four, but the cheetah is just too fast. Final matchup of the video. Tyreek Hill taking on Reek Woolen. Chances are if you have Reek somewhere in your name, you're probably pretty fast. Regardless of the outcome, Reek Woolen, to get this far, that's a W in and of itself. But maybe this is just one of those things like Steph Curry and 3-pointers. He's the best shooter ever. Maybe Tyreek is just the fastest and no one's gonna be able to ever catch him. He's had one heck of a run, not just in this video, but the last one as well. Trying to go back to back. Can the cheetah do it? Gonna take a look at the sky view. This one is closer than the other ones Tyreek's been a part of, but it's still not close enough. 1 foot past the 50. Reek is right there, getting second place to the fastest guy in the league. Not too shabby. Seahawks end up second, but our winner once again, the GOAT, Tyreek, takes home the W for the Dolphins. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. 2,000 likes for the slowest on every team tournament, and I'll see you on the next one.
'Cause I'm on one, hey, number one, hey, I'm the one, yeah, getting it done, hey, yeah, it's one of them ones.